Hi all, welcome to NK Education platform. Today we are going to learn about the conference of Gatt or the rounds of WTO, that is World Trade Organization. So let's discuss the Gatt conferences or the rounds of WTO, that is World Trade Organization. So since 1947, there has been 8 rounds of the Gatt conferences. Since 1947, there has been 8 rounds of Gatt conferences. The first was held at Geneva in April 1947. The first one was held at Geneva in April 1947. In this round, 123 bilateral negotiations were included. In this round, 123 bilateral negotiations were held, and this included elimination of certain duties and preferences. This included, first one is elimination of certain duties and preferences. Second is the scaling down of certain duties. So the second one is scaling down of certain duties. And coming to the third one, it is the binding of duties at the existing levels. So the third one is binding of duties at the existing levels. And coming to the fourth one is the binding of duties, binding of duty-free treatment. So the last one is binding of duty-free treatment. The second Gatt conference was held in 1949 at Annecy, France. So the second Gatt conference was held in 1949 at Annecy, France. 1949 at Annecy, France. 1949. In this round, 10 more countries had joined the contracting parties, raising the number to 33. So in this conference, 10 more countries joined in this conference, and they raised the number of contracting parties to 33. In this round of trade negotiations, about 147 bilateral negotiations converting about 500 items were completed. The third Gatt conference was held in 1950-51 at Torquay, England. So the third conference was held in 1950-51 at Torquay, England. Third is 1950-51 at Torquay, England. In this round, 6 more countries joined the agreement. So in this agreement, 6 more countries joined the agreement. This meet actually could not make much headway. Out of 400 trade negotiations, only 147 could be completed. And the United States did not come forward with any trade concession, because they had insisted that it had already done too much. So this is the third Gatt conference. The fourth Gatt conference was held in 1955-56 at Geneva, Switzerland. The fourth Geneva, Switzerland. 1955 to 56. So this is the fourth Gatt conference. In this conference, the US granted certain concessions, but it was not enough. No countries were satisfied with the US concessions, and the several contracting parties, they withdrew from the trade negotiations. So this happened in the fourth Gatt. The fifth Gatt conference was again held at Geneva in 1960-61. So the sixth conference, it was also held at Geneva in 1960-61. So it was also held at Geneva in 1960-61. In this conference, the less developed countries point out that the limit to which these countries could grant trade concessions on the basis of principle of reciprocity has already been crossed, and they were not in a position to follow that principle. So in this conference, the less developed countries point out that the limit to which these less developed countries could grant concessions on the basis of principle of reciprocity has already been crossed, and they were not in a position to continue that policy. And they pointed that the developed countries had neglected the negotiations for the vital products which were needed for the less developed countries. And these less developed countries, they actually wanted to have unilateral trade negotiations from the developed countries. So this is the fifth. The sixth Gatt conference was held at Geneva in 1963-67 time period. Sixth Gatt conference, it was held at Geneva in 1963-67 time period. This Gatt conference, it is also known as the Kennedy round. About 54 countries participated in this Gatt conference, and the result of this Kennedy round, it includes the tariff reduction from the advanced countries like USA, European economic countries, Japan and Canada, with an average extent of 35%. So in the sixth round, it is also known as the Kennedy round. And the result of this Kennedy round, it includes the tariff reduction from the developed countries like USA, European economic countries, Japan and Canada, with an average extent of 35%. So the seventh Gatt conference, it was held in the year 1973-79 at Tokyo. It was held in the year 1973-79 at Tokyo. In this conference, this conference actually deliberately raised the issues of tariff reduction or removal of non-tariff barriers, coordination of trade barriers in selected sectors, coordination of the scaling down of trade barriers in the selected sectors, trade liberalization in agriculture, and the special interest of the less developed countries. So in the seventh Gatt conference, it was held in the year 1973-79 at Tokyo. In this conference, this Gatt conference, it deliberately raised the issues of reduction or removal of non-tariff barriers, and the coordinating the scaling down of all trade barriers in selected sectors, and trade liberalization in agriculture, and the special interest of the less developed countries. So these were the issues discussed in the seventh Gatt conference.